Graham, 2-1 home defeat to Solihull Moors. What's the main emotion tonight?
Same as last week. Disappointment, probably a little bit of anger. I suppose the changing room will feel the same. They give it a go. They're an honest bunch of lads. There's no question about that. They are trying their socks off for us, for the football club. They're running themselves into the ground, and obviously I thank them for that. But yeah, we need to be better. We can't concede goals the way we're conceding them. And the opportunities when they present themselves, we have to take. We're a little bit naive. We're a little bit raw. We're young. We're inexperienced. I get that. You can see that in our play. You can see that in our decision making. I just hope none of them are playing with fear, because our quality on the ball wasn't great, and that can come from one or two things: lack of quality or fear. So yeah, look, I just hope they're not playing with fear, because that can be a problem to young lads. It was at times men v boys. They could handle the ball. They knew the way around the pitch. They knew where to go, what to do with the ball. At times we just looked like young kids, rabbits in the headlights. But yeah, look, that's the scenario we're in. That's the scenario we're given. The club was being here last year as well, so it is what it is.
The winning goal looked like a foul to most observers, but then on the flip side, he's travelled 80 yards maybe to score a goal. So
yeah, look, we can whinge and moan about the rub of the green and the referee and the refereeing decisions. You know, the referees are not very favourable to us. We know that, and that hasn't changed over the last 2 seasons. That is what it is. There's not a lot we can do about that. That's their standards. That's their responsibility. That's their accountability. We don't tend to get decisions. We seen that last week with the penalty down in Truro. It was a shocking decision. Today was a shocking decision, but I'm not going to go on about referees, their performance levels. That's up to whoever to correct that. It's a foul on Dillon. Yes, we all know that. The referee hasn't got it. He hasn't given it to us. So get on with the game. Defend it better. We've had a 2v1 in that situation. A left-footed player. We've allowed him to cut inside the pitch and slot the ball in the bottom corner. Now that for me is a bigger problem than the referee not giving us a clear and obvious foul.
Geordie got himself off the mark with a good finish, and then you thought right at the end it might have been 2 for him and 2 for you and a point, but not quite to be.
Yeah, he scored a goal. It's always good when Manny scored the other night, Geordie scored today, so it's always good when your strikers are scoring. It's just finding consistency now for the strikers rather than inconsistency, and that's where we're probably stuck at the minute with that inconsistency. We perform one game, we don't perform the next. But like I say, it's if your strikers are scoring goals, it'll give you half a chance. But if we're going to concede goals the way we're conceding, you've got no chance. We've conceded 67 goals last year. Was a big issue for me when I reviewed things over the course of the summer. That was a big issue. Now we're on for 67 goals again this season unless it gets sorted out. But again, like I say, we're asking young lads, we're asking naive players to go up against experience, go up against good, solid National League players. And one or two are finding it difficult. One or two are finding difficult moments. So yeah, look, they have to live and learn. They have to roll their sleeves up, because there's nobody coming over the hill to help us or to save us. And we are what we are, and that's the situation we find ourselves in. It's not nice. It's terrible being in my shoes every weekend when you see goals against and when we're not winning. I suppose the supporters and the players feel the same. But as long as we can stick together, we can hopefully make a fist of it or a fight of it, like we did the back end of last season.
Before the game, barring Jacob Hazel, there were a lot of players out there doing some serious work. Are you hopeful of having some better news this coming week?
Well, it was nice that we got Millsy out again. Millsy was supposed to play 45 minutes. We've pushed him to 60. We'd rather have him on the pitch than not. So we're getting 60 minutes. But look, we're reliant on the same players game after game. You know, there's not a great deal of competition within the squad. One or two lads will rest on the laurels. That's something we done last year. We created that bit of competition. We were able to build on it, and one or two lads are comfortable in the team at this moment in time. So look over the shoulder, there ain't a great deal of competition. So we're hoping to empty the physio room soon. Whenever that is, I don't know. That'll be up to the medical department and the lads in there. But look, at the end of the day, it's got to be better. It has to be better all around. And look, I bear the brunt of it. It'll probably all be my fault. It'll probably be on my shoulders. But like I say, the lads are running the heart out for me. They're trying. They're a great group of lads. Their honesty, I asked them in the change room not to lose that honesty, not to lose that work rate, that attitude, that commitment that they show game after game. But I do ask them to be better with the quality. I do ask them to be better in both boxes, to be more clinical in certain areas of the pitch, more clinical and decisive in their work. And at this moment in time, we're not getting that.